Elon Musk. Attorney General Pam Bondi says consequences will be swift and severe. Watch this, Jim.
People need to know that 3 people in custody right now, they will receive severe and swift consequences, and they are facing up to 20 years in prison. We are not negotiating these. This is domestic terrorism. And Maria, now you have this Congresswoman Crockett who is calling for attacks on Elon Musk on her birthday. Let's take him out on my birthday, she says. And yet she turns and says, oh, I'm not calling for violence. Well, she is an elected public official. And so she needs to tread very carefully because nothing will happen to Elon Musk.
Congressman, do you think the Democrats are inciting this violence?
Well, it sure seems that way, and I think Pam is right. If you do something wrong, if you're involved in firebombing these Teslas and going after these dealerships, there should be real consequences because that's a crime. That is wrong, and it sure looks like domestic terrorism to me as well, and I think the country appreciates that. I think the bigger takeaway for the American people is just how crazy the Democrats have become. I mean, I think this is really now a divide between crazy on the Democrat side, with the left that controls their party, and common sense, as President Trump always says about Republicans. We're the party of common sense. And you can just go down the list. It's crazy to firebomb Teslas. It's crazy not to have a border. It's crazy to defund the police. It's crazy to say men should compete against women in sports. And, of course, that judge's decision. It's crazy to tell the president, the commander-in-chief, turn the plane around, bring the violent gang members from Venezuela who've done terrible things to children and families and Americans who are here illegally, turn that plane around and bring them back. That makes no sense. And so the country sees it all for what it is. And I think the Attorney General is exactly right. You do some criminal activity, you're going to pay the cost, because that's how it works in this in our great system.
Congressman, you were with the president this weekend at the NCAA Wrestling Championship.
Fun time.
He seemed to be having a grand old time. He really enjoyed himself, didn't he?
Yeah, but particularly that last match. I mean, I don't think that Wyatt Hendrickson, the athlete from Oklahoma State, in that heavyweight match, I don't think he wins that match but for President Trump being there. As you know the backstory, he's an Air Force Academy graduate. He's going to serve in our military. And, you know, the salute he gave the president, I think that was because the guy he's wrestling is literally one of the baddest guys on the planet, Olympic champ, national champ, and Wyatt beats this guy. I don't think that happens but for President Trump being there. And the wrestling people, you know, this is working class, middle class people. They just love the president's attitude. I always tell people, the president has an athlete's mindset. He hates to lose, and you see that. That's why he loves sports, because it's that athlete's mindset, and the people appreciate that, and certainly the wrestling community appreciates him being there and appreciates the mindset he brings to work every single day for the American people.
Weren't you a wrestling champion in college?
Way back when. Long
Very
time
competitive.
ago, Stuart.
You had to win. Doesn't matter how long ago it was. You like to win, don't you?
Well, winning beats losing every time. And again, President Trump understands that. I think all athletes sort of get that. But I also believe it's broader than that. I think Americans aren't, you know, Americans aren't losers. Americans are winners. And we appreciate people with that mindset. It's why we love sports. It's why we love President Trump so much.
Got it. Congressman Jim Jorgen, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.